New tonight, some consider Cedric Dean to be a man passionate about helping the homeless.
But feds say he was committing health care fraud by using the Medicaid information of the people he housed to enrich himself and others. Channel 9's government reporter Joe Bruno has been digging deeper into the allegations ever since the day that Chopper 9 was over Dean's homes while federal agents raided them.
Cedric Dean turned his life around during his 23 years behind bars.
This is one of our first stories on Cedric Dean. We recorded it in 2018, about 6 months after he was released from federal prison. With then CMPD Chief Kerr Putney and Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden on hand, Dean was handing out certificates for his program that taught character.
In the heart of Charlotte, a hero stands tall.
7 years later, Dean is flashier, a mover and shaker who has made a name for himself for being a ride and die for his allies and his activism. He is seen here in a music video that he released.
Fighting for the homeless, he's in their pain.
Some of the people Dean claimed to help are who federal agents say he took advantage of. Court documents say that's why you see FBI agents raiding his Southwest Charlotte home last month. Investigators say Dean obtained this home and these three as well through conspiracy and healthcare fraud.
I knew it was going to be a matter of time.
After being released from prison on a felony sex offense conviction, Casey Farley worked for Cedric Dean. He says he started in maintenance, then began recruiting people in need of help.
You know, I'd come out here on the streets and, talk to people that are homeless, give them a business card with his phone number, tell them, hey, look, this is an emergency housing thing. We're trying to help if you've got Medicaid. If you've got the right type of Medicaid, then you're automatically approved.
Farley says at the time he had no idea, but feds say Dean and his associates were executing a healthcare fraud scheme by obtaining Medicaid beneficiary identification numbers from people in shelters, encampments, and halfway houses. Dean is accused of billing Medicaid exorbitant amounts for services that he could not realistically provide, billing $14.5 million between September 2024 and June 2025 and receiving $8.9 million back. Money that investigators claim Dean and his associates used to promote the fraud and enrich themselves.
It's really hurt. It's really hurting. Just because we left in a worse condition than we came in.
Brianna Jackson and her two daughters once lived in a property that Dean managed. She says in order to live there, she had to turn over all of their Medicaid information. She told me she doesn't know what he did with their info, but suspects it wasn't good.
I feel like we were taken advantage of.
Federal investigators spoke to multiple witnesses. One witness told them if someone was homeless, they could receive a meal or temporary housing from Dean only if they had and provided information on a certain type of Medicaid for him to bill. A Medicaid beneficiary told feds that a Dean employee asked if they had Medicaid and for their email address. That person said they gave that info and received a plate of food. Feds say Dean's company then billed Medicaid $3,200 for mobile crisis management services for that person and just got about all of it back. The individual told their managed care organization that no services were provided and that Dean's team, quote, did nothing but give me a plate of food.
I trusted him and he just left us all hanging.
Sandra Thompson says she lived in one of Dean's properties and turned over her Medicaid information. She told me Dean promised services that neither she nor her children received.
I was thinking that I was going into a program for a stepping stone to get a housing program and to get on my feet so I can put a roof over me and my children's head, but it totally wasn't like that.
Thompson, Jackson, and other residents may not have suspected anything at the time, but I obtained public records showing others did. In July, the CEO of Alliance Health emailed Charlotte and Mecklenburg County leaders saying, "The situation with Cedric Dean Holdings has raised many concerns amongst community partners, not only with allegations of inappropriate Medicaid billing and service delivery, but with the health and safety of persons and families his organization has engaged with." The email said Alliance wanted to coordinate any potential next steps with the county and city. After the feds raided Dean's homes and froze his bank accounts, several people, dozens even, found themselves in a situation like Jackson. Dean's attorney told us with his money frozen, he was unable to make rental payments on properties like this one, so the landlord kicked everyone inside out. Despite the chaos, several people we spoke to defended Dean's program.
And I want to make it clear that I support Cedric Dean because he got me out of a place. I was in depression. I lost my daughter this year.
I ain't got no problem with Cedric or any of his workers because they been good to me. I'm not going to stand up and tell a lie.
Dean and his attorney declined to be interviewed for this report, but he texted me this video. It includes footage of people receiving help and interviews.
And here I am about to go to a place and have someone stay. Now what have y'all done for us homeless people?
Farley says this all paints a complicated picture of the ongoing healthcare fraud investigation. Some people who were housed considered it a blessing, an opportunity to get off the streets. But Farley says if Dean profited off of their pain, he should be held accountable.
He wanted to make a difference. I just felt like somewhere down the line he got selfish.
Innocent people like Thompson and Jackson are dealing with the fallout. They both are living in a shelter with their kids right now. The FBI is not commenting, but says the investigation is ongoing. Joe Bruno, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Cedric Dean and his attorneys declined to be interviewed on camera for this report. Court documents say that Cedric Dean Holdings submitted 54 claims for supported living services for one person after that person died. The documents also cite a comparison of 15 providers that billed Medicaid for mobile crisis management, and it says that they found Cedric Dean Holdings billed claims 894 times more often than the second highest provider. Dean is not facing criminal charges, but again, the FBI continues its investigation.